It is a beautiful day for some DSA, and welcome back to the Cozy Club, my friends. Guys, King Triton's tower is back. We already had it last week. We've got it again this weekend, and I'm excited because King Triton is an absolute beast on the battlefield. If you're a lover of all things oceanic, like I am from San Diego, you're going to be a hardcore fan for King Triton. Now, it is a bit of a bummer that Stitch and King Triton are both oceanics, both very strong oceanics at that, and they're both locked behind these tower modes. However, guys, I love how much love Oceanics is seeing, and King Triton is a phenomenal and incredible addition to the Oceanic team. Now, you have yourself a character. Once you unlock him, not only is he going to be great right out the start as a support unit that can feed speed turn meter to the Oceanics, he can also cleanse harmful effects and do many other things. But once you get him maxed out, he's going to have the pure, raw potential of being a crazy offense unit. Guys, all of this is being said without knowing what they do within raids. We already talked about Prince Eric and his capabilities in raids, and I think that King Triton is going to be the true king in raids. If Eric's the prince, King Triton's got to be the king in raids, and I'm excited to see how well they perform against Ursula. We're going to have to see more details about the raid. Now, let's just go ahead. Let's break down exactly what makes King Triton the king of Oceanics. Guys, all of his abilities aren't too complicated, but there's a little bit of a weird thing with the reasonable and the enrage. We're going to break that down with a nice graphic, and I'll tell you guys exactly kind of what you want to do with your Triton. So, Cozy Club, King Triton has reasonable and enraged. Enraged is going to be the offense, all the heavy hits, and reasonable is what you're going to want on your King Triton whenever he's doing the support role that he'll be functioning for a lot of people before they get themselves a maxed usable offensive Trident. Now, all of his abilities are going to be affected by both reasonable and enraged. He's going to start the battle with neither of them, and he can end the battle with the potential to have both of them. Now, with Sorcerer Stones with Triton, you kind of want to decide what is your Triton going to do for your team. If you're going to go the support route, you might as well put a speed stone on Triton. You want to have reasonable on the battlefield as much as possible, and all of his abilities are going to get better with one or the other. It just so happens that the move that gives him reasonable is a move that you're going to have to use again to get the most effect out of reasonable. Now, when King Triton raises his Trident and makes a rainbow, Prismatic Blessing is going to be the move that is really fun with reasonable. Now, not only that, his passive is pretty much solely built on having reasonable on King Triton. So let's go ahead and we're going to go a little bit of out of order with the moves here. Let's talk about reasonable and the abilities that interact with it. Now, Prismatic Blessing is going to cleanse one harmful effect from each teammate, which is great. We've got another cleanser here for the Oceanics that desperately needed, as they're not going to have that speed to catch them up. But now, with both Eric and Triton feeding speed, you're going to have a little bit of a faster Oceanic team. However, teammates not affected by any harmful effects. So if this is the first thing you do when King Triton's turn comes around, you got a speed stone on him. He's got great, solid speed. He's going to give everybody 15% speed turn meter. Now, once that's done, Cozy Club, he's going to give himself reasonable, which is then going to set him up for the next time this move comes around. So Cauldron is a great spell to run with King Triton, as you want to get all these abilities as fast as possible and keep on feeding not only speed turn meter, but not switching from reasonable to enraged. So once you've done Prismatic Blessing, for the most part, you're going to want to just use his basic until this move comes back around. So Cozy Club, when King Triton does Prismatic Blessing again, he's going to go and give Triton's Boom to all of your teammates, giving you a huge advantage with 30% offense and speed, and you're going to have his passive working for him. Now, looking at his passive, it's strictly built off reasonable, guys. If he has on his turn reasonable, he's going to perform the following to a teammate that has the most harmful effects, preferring the one that is most injured. Now, first of all, he's going to restore up to 10% of their max health. He's going to flip a harmful effect to a helpful effect, grant that said teammate 15% speed turn meter, and in addition, a 20% if the teammate doesn't have any harmful effects whatsoever. So guys, this passive is not going to be triggering if he doesn't have reasonable, and so that's why Prismatic Blessing in a support Triton is definitely a great way to use Triton, and that's the way I'm currently using him. But once we get to that T7 maxed out offense Triton in raids, I think he's going to be doing a lot of damage which makes sense to have him enraged. I think King Triton is one of the most brilliant characters that they have come up with. I'm really excited that he has kind of two forms you can mess with. If you want to go offense, you can go that route. If you want to go support, you go the other. Now let's go ahead and go the offense route and look at what happens if you make King Triton pissed off and enraged. Now, when you use Royal Rage, that's going to be the move that gives him enraged. And what that move does essentially is it's going to deal up to 2,800 damage. That's the damage I'm at currently with my Triton, to 3 times ignoring taunt. Now, each of those hits are going to start stacking defense down by 10% until the end of the ability. So essentially, as soon as he uses the ability. So in short, if he uses this ability, he's going to be lowering the defense, doing heavy damage, ignoring that taunt. And if he is enraged, he's going to be doing some massive damage to that primary target with extra critical power. And this is really where we're going to see the offensive units within King Triton. Now, if he does have reasonable, he's going to lose it and gain enraged. So that's why, unlike other characters, you don't want to use Prismatic Blessing and then use this as you're switching off these roles, and you want to commit to one of those. Now, jumping on over to the basic, he'll just be doing some damage with this. If Ariel is a teammate, she'll assist. But if he's enraged, this is going to be increased by 30%. And he's going to be doing the ability again. So he'll be using his basic twice, calling it Ariel twice, chaining potentially twice. And you can see where this is really going to stack up. Now, the best part of King Triton's kit, we don't even have access to yet. And in fact, he's not really raid focused outside of that amazing leadership that he has. But guys, the thing in his passive that I can't wait for, we got to wait till gear 8, is when Ariel is on the battlefield and she dies, King Triton gains both enraged and reasonable for the rest of the battle. This just makes King Triton an amazing, probably S tier, complete crazy tune. Right now, we don't have gear 8, so we can't really see this in effect. But I can't wait to get Dr. F, throw a force taunt on there on Ariel, make the enemy kill her, and then bam, you've got yourself a super Triton. All right, now for the last thing, let's just talk about this leadership. He's going to be giving a flat 10% defense to all teammates. You can't go wrong with that. That's going to be an excellent lead in Club Conquest. Probably not much in live PvP. However, Cozy Club, if you're in raids, the Little Mermaid teammates will be gaining an additional 5%. And on top of that, another 5% after an upgrade. Now, this is where it gets fun. When you're in rage, each time a character gets healed, they're going to be gaining 10% speed turn meter bar. So if you think about Stitch, every time he gets hit, Stitch is healing himself. So he'll be grabbing himself so much turn meter just with this lead under it. And there's so many other characters that are going to be functioning the same. This is why I think King Triton is going to be the absolute legendary leader within raids. And I think he's going to be a phenomenal unit to use. And I love, again, how it's going to be a great unit in raids and in live PvP. And overall, bumping up the entire Oceanic faction. So again, Speed Stone for reasonable. If you want to run the attack one, you want to go with the attack stone. And overall, King Triton is going to fit best, obviously, with those Oceanic tunes. But he should fit well with a lot of different teams, as he does kind of have some plug and play ability. And of course, once that gear 8 comes out, plug him in with Ariel. And I can't wait to see the full potential of the King of the Sea. Now, quickly talking abilities, Prismatic Blessing is the way that I would go, as most of us are not going to get King Triton for some time. So go ahead, start building up your support Triton. You can have him at low stars. You can do an Oceanic wall, have a couple tanks in the back, and keep him safe in the front. That way, he's still going to help out your team overall. And Cozy Club, for right now, that's kind of what we can do with this 5-star King Triton. I'm excited to see kind of where this goes and how much we can use his amazing abilities in the future. But right now, again, we've got a 5-star Triton. He's maxed out, but to see the full potential, we need both raids and we need a max Triton. But he's an awesome support character. Great addition to the Oceanic faction, guys. Oceanics just keep getting better and better, and we're of course going to be covering all things raids on this channel. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I want to thank you so much for coming on over to the Cozy Club, learning about the King of the Sea, my friends. Go ahead, go get your King Triton, and until next time, stay cozy.